You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
Like, way to just leave me hanging. You literally send me a text and you're like, the headline is I fell out of a porta potty. We're going to go with it. Like, what? What are you talking about? You fell out of a porta potty.
We went to this like mom and kids meetup for our church this morning at a park, and I didn't even know that this park had bathrooms. We used to take Annabelle there when she was tiny. We're driving in the big long driveway, and Annabelle goes, "Look, mommy, they have porta potties now." And I was like, oh, okay. Well, hopefully we won't have to use them. Sure enough, 2 minutes in, I have to go pee. So I left Annabelle with one of the other moms, and I went, and it was horrific. Like, I checked both of the porta potties to see which one was like the better of the two. And I thought I was going to die the whole time I just had to pee, but it was still like way too long to be in this environment. So I know. So I'm like, but I needed to like make sure I at least use the hand sanitizer. So I like grabbed a handful of hand sanitizer, and I was already almost about to vomit. And then I opened the door with just like only one like finger, as my other hand was still holding like this hand sanitizer thing. And I basically fell out of this porta potty, and I twisted my ankle, and I like jump up, and I like look around everywhere to make sure nobody saw what just happened, because it was clear. It was so clear how distraught that I was as I was falling. And
Where
it wasn't
was Annabelle when this happened?
So she was with one of our friends.
Oh, I was picturing her in there with you for some reason.
No, I know. And that's the thing. I had asked her if she had to go potty, if she wanted to come with me. And then like, I didn't have time to tell her what happened while we were at the park. So as soon as we got in the car, I'm like, Annabelle, it's a really good thing you didn't have to come to the bathroom with me, because you would have been like throwing up. Like, she does not deal with smell at all. Like, I have to basically like cover her nose anytime we go into a public bathroom, because she's like, she can't handle it. So anyway, I'm like, it's a good thing you didn't have to go potty, because I fell out of the porta potty. It smelled so bad.
When she has to use the porta potty, like, how do you do it? Do you like hold her up? Like, how?
Yeah, I like wipe everything thoroughly. I usually will actually, if I don't have anything,
I'll have to touch the situation to sterilize it.
I pull out a ton of toilet paper, and I just like clean everything, and then I put her like on the cleanest part, and I don't let her touch anything. I say, put your hands on mommy, or put your hands on your knees, and don't move. And then I lift her up off so that she's not touching anything else. And then I place her down, and I help her like pull everything up so that she doesn't accidentally touch anything around her while she's doing it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm getting the hand sanitizer. You don't touch anything. And then we're going to get out of here. And then you're going to wash your hands outside.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we normally do it.
I'm thankful. Those are those moments that I'm like so thankful that Hayden is a boy and he has a little hose, because I can literally just pick him up and just like let him aim and just shoot it in the hole, buddy. You're good.
Yeah, seriously. It's so much more sanitary. You don't have to do anything. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely the worst porta potty situation we've ever been in. If it's bad, I normally won't actually take her in, but this was one of those situations where at first glance it didn't look as bad as it was. It was just the smell, you know what I mean? It was just so bad. So I fell out, and then I was like, okay, I'm like dusting myself off, and then I get in the car after, and I realized like my ankle was definitely twisted, and I was like, okay, here we are.
Did you know, and I don't know if this is a real fact or not, so we'll have to like check this after, but I read somewhere that way back, I don't know, like 1800s, royals like or rich people would have their bathrooms in these tall towers, and then it was like just a hole that would just fall on the side of the building, so like people could just be like walking by, and you could like legit get shit on by the queen or something.
Oh, that's so awful.
I mean, I don't know if it was the queen herself, but like literally, like they would just like shit on peasants.
No, that is so awful. They couldn't have figured anything else out.
No, they didn't have a plumbing system. So they were just like, here it is. Maybe that's why they had moats. Maybe that's what the moat was. You know, you have like moats around castles that had like crocodiles and shit, and you have like big drawbridge. What if that was just like a whole like sewer system?
I'm sorry. I feel bad for the crocodiles.
I know.
Seriously.
I mean, they clearly love it. Maybe they're thriving in it. I don't know. We're
bad.
just taking another turn.
Yeah, we're taking another dark turn.
But yeah, we probably need to fact check that. But I read that a while ago and I was like, ew. Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how they did it with the kids back then. You know what I mean? Like, what if it's like the baby prince is pissing all over your head?
I mean, you just don't know whose piss and shit you're getting. It's a gamble. I don't know that I'd want any of it. I don't know if it would help to know that it came from a royal or not. I don't know. Probably not. So I came out of my hermit shell and I made my Instagram public like a few weeks ago. And I think I'm going to go back into hiding and go back to private because it is just, I don't know what the hell is happening out here. I don't understand what it is about my profile. It's like, oh, here's a single mother. I feel like my profile looks pretty buttoned up. Like it's pretty clean, right?
It's
like
very
I don't
clear.
know. It's just it's very obvious that it's like my world is about my son, about my 3-year-old son. That's my world.
Right.
I don't know what it is about my profile that makes random men think that I need a penis in my face.
Right. You're just getting dick pics.
The unsolicited dick pics are like, I don't what am I supposed to do with it? Like,
Right.
I just don't, it's like, can we say hello? Can we have a conversation? It's like, no, here's my penis. I'm going to let you sit with that for a minute. And I'm like,
what are you going to do with this dick pic, girl?
block.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Is this how we communicate now? Like, I mean, it's
Right.
been a minute. Like, I haven't been single in over a decade. So maybe I'm being thrown out here and this is what we do now. We don't say hello. We don't really communicate. We just send penis. We just send a penis. Is that the hello?
Yeah, that's the
Like,
word
instead
on
of
the
you had me at
street.
hello, you had me at penis.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how the world is working these days, even on the dating apps. So it's like you've got Instagram where they're sliding into your DMs. Then you've got like dating apps, and it's like I don't understand it. I think all of us women are pretty confused about it.
I'm not. I don't understand. Like, am I supposed to rank it? Do you want me to tell you? Like, I'm not a doctor. Maybe they think I'm a doctor and they want me to look at something. I don't know. Like, let me examine it a little for you. Like, okay,
Right. Yeah,
it's a penis. Like, good job.
there's a
Did
penis.
you know that yourself?
She should just say, "Hey, there's a penis."
But yeah, I mean, I'm not on dating apps for a reason. Like, I'm not there. I'm not there mentally. I'm on this like healing journey, and I'm just trying to adjust to this new world that I'm in. And I just feel like it always starts the same. It's like, oh, hi, beautiful. Hey there. Just want a conversation. No intentions. Just wanna chat. Oh, you seem really nice. And then all of a sudden the photo comes and you're just like, and it gets me every time because I'm like, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a photo of his dog. Maybe it's a photo of a child, like their kid. Maybe it's like, nope. There it is.
Every single time. Every single
time. The one-eye soldier just staring right there at me like, oh, okay, goodbye.
It's so awful, though. I feel like it's a violation.
It is. I feel violated every time.
Can you
report it? Help!
Unsolicited body part photos.
Imagine if women did that in return. Here's my beef curtains.
Oh, no.
Like, hey, how's it going? You look like a nice man. Here's my vagina.
I cannot imagine the low level of self-worth that somebody has to just send a picture of their body part.
I don't understand. It's like, listen, I'm glad you're proud of that.
Do they think that women just want sex? Like, is that what they think? They just think that women are just like hungry.
I don't know.
Hungry for the D.
I don't know what they think. It's just, it's very fascinating. This is a whole new world that I didn't
are you trying to prove your identity as a man? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, okay, sir. Good for you.
Oh no.
and delete. Goodbye.
Right.
So anyway,
And
if you suddenly see that I'm private again, that is why. It was scary. I gave it a shot. I'm like, listen, our podcast is back out. Let's make this public. Let's just rip the Band-Aid. We can do it. And I was out for a little bit, and I'm just gonna go back in my little hiding spot.
Yeah.
Private, because it's just too much. I don't know.
I don't blame you. So I'm one of those people who I'll go on Instagram, and if I notice that someone's followed me, like I'll immediately click into their profile, and if it's a guy that I don't know, I hit block immediately. If it's a guy I don't know, I just don't even let them follow me. And then of course I'll usually check my messages and like not like my hidden messages, because you have to like, sure enough, the guy who I just deleted has sent me some kind of a message like, hey sexy, or like something, or it'll be like part of a group text, and they'll be trying to get you to click a link to like a sex video or something. Oh,
that at least is like a known scam. What gets me is it's like, you know, for you, for example, right? You're clearly married. You're a mom. Your whole world is about your child and your family. That's literally how your whole feed reads. What part of your feed tells somebody, let me reach out to her and call her sexy and share my penis? Like, I don't understand. I could understand maybe if my entire feed was very like overly sexualized and I was like posting that kind of content, maybe I am giving the impression that I would enjoy this dick pic. Right? Maybe it looks like, okay, she would be a welcoming recipient of this penis photo that I have for her. Right? But like, I don't think that's the energy or the vibe that I give off, nor do you. So I'm not understanding.
Can you imagine for the girls?
Is.
Right. Can you imagine for the girls who are giving off that energy, though, what their inbox looks like? Right.
My God. It's a lot.
So rough. Anyway, I feel like if you're receiving this kind of stuff in your inbox or your DMs, we feel you.
Yeah,
we're right there with you.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
and I don't know I don't like it. I hate it.
I mean, I guess you could hit block. But if you're feeling like being entertained, you know, so my in-laws have this thing where like when spammers call their house, sometimes they'll like keep them on the phone and like keep them talking, and then they'll like say some things and be like, okay, like I'm really not interested, and like just hang up on them. But they get so much entertainment by listening to the spammers try to sell them on something or try to scam them on something, and they just get so much entertainment. So if you have that kind of time on your hands, you know.
But I don't like, so I'm just like, the fact that I'm even I'm even looking at your message, you know, is that's like valuable time that I can never get back. And then I'm like literally slapped in the face with a dick pic, basically. And it's a lot. And it's terrifying, and I don't like it, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And it needs to stop. Speaking of being scammed, while I was getting ready today, I came across this feed, and it's similar to MTV's Catfish, but this guy really focuses on like financial fraud, basically, like from catfishers. And this lady, she's like a 63-year-old woman. She believed that she was engaged to Elon Musk. And he was asking her for money. Elon Musk, a friggin' billionaire who bought Twitter, like casually dropped billions of dollars on Twitter, like it was just change in his pocket, needed like $2,000 in gift cards from this 63-something-year-old woman from wherever, Utah. I don't know. I don't remember where she was from. Yeah, like it was nothing. Actually, I think she was actually from Texas somewhere, now that I think about it.
Oh, it's always from Texas.
It's always Texas. It's always Texas. I cannot. But yeah, so I was watching that, and like the whole time I was like, bitch, what an idiot. And then I started like laughing at myself, like, girl, you literally keep getting scammed in these pictures. Like you think that it's going to be like a dog or a cute like photo of like a puppy, and you open it and you get like a dick pic. So it's kind of similar. Like, I guess like, you know, it happens. I don't know.
It's so crazy. What is like the hope of it? And that just keeps them believing. Like, sad.
But I'm done. I'm going back to private. I'm over it. Speaking of Texas, we got an update. Well, it's not really updates. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I can't
Wade
stop.
and Taylor Parker.
I can't stop with Taylor Parker. I'm telling everybody this story. And I'm like, well, you should probably just go listen to the podcast for some more information.
So unhinged.
Yeah.
So did you hear the recordings from her mom?
No.
So we were led to believe in the documentary that her mom was this like horrible person, and her mom was like, you know, withholding all this money from her and all this stuff. And then it came out later that the mom was keeping quiet through all of this because she actually had, I don't know if she had legal custody, but she had possession of Taylor's children, at least one of them, the daughter, I believe. And she was afraid that if she pissed Taylor off, that Taylor was going to pull this child from her. So she was basically just on the sidelines, knowing her daughter was full of shit, knowing her daughter was scamming everybody, and just like saying nothing. So now that Taylor is behind bars on death row, I think she's like one of Texas' youngest females to be on death row, I believe. So this, we'll play the recordings. This is from Instagram.
If you'd have been thinking about the children that you had on Earth, you might not be in the situation you're in.
Listen to Taylor Parker's mom put Taylor in check during this jailhouse call 3 months after she was arrested. Taylor starts complaining to her mom that her ex-husband wouldn't allow their son to visit her in jail. Take a listen to this.
Mom, that really upsets me. I'm sure it does, but you know what? I hate to say this, but if you'd have been thinking about the children that you had on Earth, you might not be in the situation you're in. But, I mean, that's what's done is done. And you have to go forward and deal with the consequences as best as you can.
And then there's this conversation between Taylor and her mom when her mom asked Taylor when her attorney planned on getting her a psych eval because she said, quote, something is not right.
I mean, there's another girl that year, and they literally, you know, just threw some bogus bullshit on her just because they could, just because it makes them look better. It's like one horrible thing, they'll do anything and whatever. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. They don't give a shit. I mean, I think I understand what you're saying, but I don't think you're thinking about that like you should be thinking about that. I mean, it's not just you do one horrible thing and they try to throw the book at you. You need to act, when you see your attorney, you need to find out when they're going to be able to do a psychiatric evaluation, because something is not right here.
I got a little confused with the voices because for 1 minute I thought it was Taylor's mom being like, it's like you do one bad thing and then they just like throw the book at you. And then I'm just like, bitch, one bad thing? Are you kidding me? You murdered somebody. What are you talking about? You murdered two people. You murdered the baby and the mother. Get the fuck out of here. You lied.
Completely innocent people. Yeah. Like one bad thing. I'm sorry. First of all, horrific.
But I think that was actually Taylor saying that to her mom. Yeah. And then I think her mom came back and being like, you need to ask your attorney for a psych eval because something's not right here.
Right. Like you guys aren't sitting on death row for no reason. Like you and the other girls are there for a reason. They're not just going to put you on death row for no reason. They're not just going to throw a book at you.
Then there was that thing that I sent you with Wade. So he claims that Taylor had tried to unalive him a few times as well. Listen to this.
He done tried to get rid of me several times. But the Drano, I found the empty bottle of Drano underneath in the sink, and then I found some in the fridge in a bottle, unlabeled bottle, and then I found some somewhere else. And we don't use Drano around here. I don't never have no stocked up pipes. Drano, she was mixing that shit in my damn food and shit.
I don't know if I believe him on that.
He done tried to get rid of me several times.
Because
I personally think he's now just trying to cash in on the publicity of it all.
Right.
But
because the whole reason why all of this happened was because she wanted to be with him.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think she was like trying to off him. In other news, he does claim that he had no idea what Taylor was up to.
Bullshit.
There's this carousel. It says Wade Griffin claimed to have no idea what Taylor Parker was up to. Here are the red flags he missed.
Every single one of them.
Dude, if you haven't watched this documentary, you have got to go watch the documentary. But anyway, it says Taylor did not have custody of her children when they met. So she had 2 children. Neither of them did she have custody of, and one of them didn't even want to talk to her. Taylor's gifts were being repossessed. She had bought a car for her mother, well, for Wade's mom, and it was repossessed. I mean, not a red flag or anything.
No, it's normal. That happens.
Right. Yeah. And then Taylor knew she was pregnant because her aura had changed. So that's why everybody like got behind her and was like, yeah, let's have a gender reveal party.
Because your aura, it does look a little different. Right. Yesterday it was a little yellow. Now today it's kind of looking a little purple. So you're definitely pregnant.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I personally think, I mean, oh God, like unless he was like fell out of the movie Bird Box where he was literally blindfolded the entire time. I think he chose to keep that blindfold on because he was waiting. Like I said before in the last episode, she was his cash cow and he was waiting for a payout. I think you have his mom that was like literally sitting here listing off the entire documentary, all these doubts that she had as to why she didn't believe him. You have was it his aunt or a family friend who literally was like, she was a badass. She was just like calling Taylor out right to her face. Like, I don't believe this. I don't believe that. And so she was investigating the whole thing. You have all these people that are literally identifying all of these red flags. And then when she comes out and does this horrific thing, they're all like, we didn't really see it coming. We had no idea. Like, fuck you. What are you talking about? You literally just said that you knew. Like, okay, maybe they didn't think that she would stoop to that level. But
that was extreme.
But you did know that there was something not right. Like, you did know that homegirl was like,
right. Yeah.
There's a little something there.
To wait 10 months to have a baby, I know that there are some like naturopathic and whatever doctors who will let you wait as long as possible. But by 10 months, they would have been inducing because your placenta dies and then baby dies. And it's like a whole thing. They would have been trying to induce her. And it's just insane to me that everybody just kind of like let it go on that long. And they all obviously assumed that she was just going to fake a miscarriage or fake, some kind of a death of the baby.
Which I bet that's why she didn't do that. I bet because she probably heard all the speculation like, oh, you're probably going to have a miscarriage. Let me guess, you're going to have a miscarriage. And so she probably knew that that's what people were waiting for. And she's like, well, fuck, I can't have a miscarriage. Like, what else could happen? How can I get a baby?
I'm going to prove them all wrong. And I'm just going to
actually worked with a girl. This was like back when I was a waitress. And she went to 10 months or like, I think she was in 10 months. And then ended up losing the baby because they left it in too long.
Yeah.
Like the baby died.
Yeah.
Because they left it in too long.
Right.
It was like, they were like, oh, we're just going to keep waiting. We're just going to keep waiting. And it was just like, can you just take it out? Like, she's cooked. Like, she's ready. I don't understand. But
Right. We left Annabelle in for 2 extra weeks, and I'm glad we induced. I mean, she could have been born like a week later.
2 weeks is fine, but a whole month? Come on.
Yeah. Who knows how long she would have stayed up there, but I wouldn't have let her. She didn't want to come out.
Yeah, Hayden was he wouldn't flip. He was breech. He was going to come out ass first, and which tracks how he is today. But anyway, and he was like 7-something pounds. So I'm just like, and so we took him out like 2 weeks early because we wanted to make sure that I didn't go into labor. Right. And so I'm just like, man, if we had left him, he would have been even bigger. Like he was a little, but he didn't look that big. Like he looked normal.
Yeah.
And then he was like a little nugget.
Normal.
Yeah. But it was like, everybody was like, don't buy newborn clothes. They're only going to be in them for like a week. No, he was literally in newborn clothes for a very long time. I actually was having to buy more like newborn onesies because like, he was just this little teeny thing because they lose weight too.
They like do. They lose weight. Yep. Then they have to gain it back.
Yeah.
So crazy. What was that?
It's my freezer. Still doing the absolute most.
She's still doing the most.
Still doing the
most. So you haven't called maintenance?
No, I haven't called maintenance. I think I thought I fixed her. I don't know. We'll see if I did. But the drawer apparently was pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just like pushed it in, and then I heard a click. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the drawer was in right. So when I was trying to get ice, I think it was moving. So, and then I tried getting ice and she worked, but now she's just like not happy with life. She's making a lot of noises.
I don't know why I just love this journey for you.
I know. It's like my update with my freezer. We'll see. Yeah. Next week's episode. Well, actually I'll be in Maine next week. So it won't, oh God, we'll see what happens when I come back again.
Yeah.
I'll be like, so on this week I'm getting a new fridge. That just didn't work.
Yeah.
Hayden's gonna be, I need to replace Hayden's popsicles. All of his popsicles are completely melted.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Like, and he gets like, you know, like I'm probably gonna get some hate because of dye and shit. But you have like some of them are good, like the Johnny Pops are good, but like some of them I was just like, fine. It's like the Buzz Lightyear popsicles or like the bluey like ice cream ones that have all the shit in it. It's not good.
Yeah.
But it's just literally like I opened one of them just to see, and it was just a very scary situation. It looked like something that was in like The Substance, or what was that movie with Demi Moore?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh God, don't watch it. You would hate it. You would hate it. It's terrible. My
Is
brother
it like
had a hard
sci-fi ones.
Yes.
Is it? Oh God, I hate sci-fi movies so much.
Oh God, it's so bad. It's like, did you watch on Hulu Beauty with Ashton Kutcher?
Maybe a long
Don't
time
watch
ago.
that either. You wouldn't like that either. But it's kind of like that. But it's a movie. It's with Demi Moore, and basically, it's kind of like a hot take on like, you know, everybody's going after Ozempic and, you know, all the shots to make you skinny and doing things like, you know, to make you look younger or whatever. And so it's this thing that it's a shot basically that you can do to become like this other person, but it doesn't just like make your own self skinnier and prettier. It creates a whole other entity. And so you basically, it creates a whole new body of you. And then your old body gets kind of like pushed aside. And then like your new body steals substance from your old body. And then every time it takes that substance, it drains the old body and it turns the old body into this like old gross hag. Anyway, fast forward, spoiler alert, get to the end. And basically like, it's so awful. Like, I like was laughing. So when I get like uncomfortable, my brain can't process things that are like so awful. I just laugh. It's not a laughing thing, but it's just like basically by the end, Demi Moore is this like weird mutated monster thing. Like Demi Moore's face is like on her back, and it's this weird like that has like a ball sack coming out of its eyes. It has like teeth coming out of its cheek. It has like, it's this whole thing. It's just, I forgot how even, I watched it with my brother.
That's what I thought. This is the one you were telling me about that you were so disturbed by.
Not okay.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I don't even know how we got here. How did we get here?
I can't remember.
I don't either.
I think we were talking about food dye.
Oh, the popsicle. That's basically what the bluey popsicle looks like. That was the whole explanation as to what this bluey popsicle looked like.
Moral of the story, food dye is bad. But it's okay because like every once in a while they need a popsicle that's blue. It's fine.
Yeah. But when you melt the bluey popsicle and then you freeze it again, it's not going to look like bluey. It's going to look like a weird thing in the eyeballs. It's just, it would have been terrifying for him. So I threw them all away.
Yeah. This episode is not for children. This episode, I hope they're not in the car with you when you're listening. I'm sure you already shut it off by now if they were. Because
I think anybody that has been listening to us probably has learned their lesson and to play these episodes.
It's for moms. It's a podcast for moms, but when they have their headphones in or when they're in the car alone. Yeah. So speaking of safe for children, did you hear that story about the patches that they were putting on kids at the daycares?
Oh my God, to make them fall asleep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know. I read the headlines, but like I heard it was melatonin and the patch goes like right on your skin. And
yeah, they were using, because there's different kinds. There's some that are like more like herbs and like
Mm-hmm.
oils and, you know, lavender and things to like
Mm-hmm.
calming. But I'm pretty sure this daycare was using the ones that have melatonin, which
Melatonin.
melatonin, it affects it's a hormone
Right.
stimulant.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
affects hormones. So yeah, they were using it and they were putting them on their wrists. They were putting them like on their lower stomach, I believe was one that I saw.
Yeah.
And it was getting them to nap.
Mm-hmm.
So at nap time, they give them all like these little sleepy stickers is what they were
Right.
calling them.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
thing here's the issue. Even if they were giving them the like the holistic ones that weren't harmful, it's
Mm-hmm.
still without the parent's consent. That is
Right.
the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do you know if that child is allergic to lavender
Right.
or
What if they are?
whatever is in
Yeah.
there? What if they are? You know what I mean? Like you need to be consulting with the parent
Mm-hmm.
about everything that you're giving
Right.
that child.
Right.
Everything.
Right. Exactly. There's like, I know that they have to list out any allergies on like paperwork and stuff, but you still have to get a parent's consent before you're using anything to alter the child's state of mind. Like, it's just common sense. Just common sense. So, melatonin, especially for girls, little girls, big girls, all girls, I know that it can, like, I don't know how it is for boys, but I know for girls, it can affect their hormones. And because as girls are going into adolescence and they're starting their like periods and everything, I heard that melatonin can actually stimulate their periods to start earlier. And I've heard we had a family friend who had given her daughter melatonin to help her sleep all throughout childhood. And she started her period when she was 8 years old. And that's just so early compared to, I feel like normal age is between like 12 and 16. So that's like a full 4 years before the typical girl would start her period. I'm sure that there could have been other factors, but melatonin does stimulate actual like menstrual cycle hormones. And so for us, like when we were talking, like we started the podcast on like fertility stories and birth stories and yada yada. And as we start to menstruate, we start to get rid of our egg reserve. So it's like when you're starting your period at age 8, you're starting to get rid of your eggs.
Yeah.
And it's like, how dangerous is that? Especially nowadays when most women are starting to have children later in life because they're trying to be able to support themselves better and like have a career and make sure that they're with a stable partner or that their lives are ready for children. So that oftentimes we're starting at 35 or after. So if you have been menstruating since you're 8 years old, your reserve is probably fairly low compared to most people. So yeah, melatonin patches for kids in daycare is not a good thing.
No, and I don't think that's just one isolated story. I feel like I've been seeing, because I saw a year ago that maybe it was the same. I don't think it was the same story, but I saw about a year ago this story come out, and then I feel like there's been like recent ones have started popping up as well. Like it could be a situation where that one story went viral and then more parents started paying attention and probably noticed like these little stickers. It's like the type of stickers that you put on for like mosquitoes or like ticks and stuff, because we'll get those stickers, I'll put like tick patches on Hayden whenever we're in Maine.
Like nap pat,
Load him up. I'm just like all on his back and everything, the shoes, whatever, wherever I can stick them. And it's like that, but it has melatonin in it to knock them out.
So what's happening with these daycare providers who are being caught? Like, what are the repercussions? So this says daycare providers caught administering melatonin patches or gummies without parental consent are facing severe consequences, including termination, criminal charges, and state investigations. Parents and health experts strongly condemn this as unauthorized sedatives pose severe health and developmental risks to young children. Yeah, it was in Spring, Texas.
What the hell, Texas? Oh my God.
Neenah, Wisconsin, Manchester, New Hampshire, and Falmouth, Maine. Stop.
What? What does it say the daycare in Falmouth, Maine?
Apple Blossom Childcare. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And in Texas, it was preschool teachers at Northgate Crossing Elementary School. And I guess that's it. I thought there were 2 schools, but just one. How insane.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, those are just places that got caught. I guarantee you there's far more that are doing it.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was with some moms this morning who live in the Falmouth area, and we were in Westbrook for this get together, and they were actually saying that they drive their kids all the way over to Westbrook for daycare and preschool. So now I'm like, because like you would think like in Falmouth they want to stay in Falmouth, but they're probably scarred for life after hearing that story. I'm sure it's not news to them. It's news to me, maybe.
Not
like,
everybody, like, you know, is plugged in.
Right. Not everybody even knows that this is a thing.
Mm-mm.
I would never assume that this was happening. So I would never, like, maybe if I saw the patch on my child, I would have to really do a double take. And then I'd be like,
yeah, I am. Well, immediately, I personally would know.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't know exactly what it was. I just wouldn't know what it was for. Like I would know because I would recognize it because of the stickers that I put on.
Would we assume it was like a tick patch?
Right. Like that would be my first thought. Would be like,
right.
But then I'd be like confused because why is he needing a tick patch?
Yeah.
Inside a daycare.
Right.
And then I would look at it and I'd Google it. I'd probably take a picture of it and do an image search and figure it out. But I would immediately know that there was something, either an essential oil or a chemical. I would know that there's something on there because it's not just like a normal sticker. It's like a fuzzy kind of like, if you know what to look for, you know what it is.
Yeah.
But so even if you just notice these stickers on your child, you're gonna wonder like, what is this?
Right. And why is it here? Yeah.
Or maybe you won't. Maybe you just think it's a normal sticker because some of them do have little cartoons on them.
Yeah, you're right. And Annabelle, she used to love to take the the tick patches out and just like stick them on everything. And they do make them.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap. That's a very expensive craft, Annabelle. You're like, yeah, I know.
And I'm like looking at her pile of crafts right now that I have to move off the counter. So you sent me this article about Ferry Beach having some kind of, I know.
What the hell is going on over there? Yeah. I've only been gone for not even 3 weeks. And now suddenly all the beaches on the coast of southern Maine are covered in fecal matter, apparently.
I feel like I know what's happening.
What's happening?
Well, you sent me the article and I'm just like, yep, cool, because this actually happens like every single year. And there'll always be a week of the year where nobody goes to the beach because there's some kind of bacteria in the water. And it won't just be Ferry Beach. It'll be like all the main beaches.
Yeah,
and so
the first one was like, oh, the bacteria numbers are like severe. They're dangerous. Yeah. So stay out of the water at Ferry Beach. And then it was like, and you're like, okay, we'll just go to Pine Point. And then it's like, oh, just kidding. It's Pine all Point beaches. Pine Point 2. And I'm like, cool, cute.
So you notice that this is the week before 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. The beaches have been packed the last few weeks, and I'm sure that, yes, the bacteria levels are pretty high. There's been kids, there's been parents, there's been everything happening around the beaches for the last couple of weeks. It's been insane to the point where you can't even get into the beaches with parking. It's just like they're over full. So I feel like what's happening too is that they're also probably trying to detox the beach because 4th of July week is going to be insane. So they're trying to just like get the water cleared out and make sure, everything is safe for 4th of July. Like it might not be, I feel like this happens.
You think it's a conspiracy? Like you're thinking they're just like, hey, there's a lot of poo-poo in the water.
Yeah.
Don't go swimming.
Yeah.
Stay out of it. So
they need time to clean it up. Like they need time to clean up all the seaweed because normally there'll be times where like they just need to go through with the trucks and just pick up all the seaweed and get it cleaned off, and then it's ready for 4th of July. This happens every year.
So awful.
Yeah,
so awful. And then I fell down a rabbit hole. I'm like, well, what could have like contaminated the water to make it this bad? And it was just like, well, if a porta potty were to fall in the coastline, or like if a sewer line, like, and it was like all leading back to fecal matter was like what it was coming down to, or it said decaying bodies or decaying, like anything decaying. And of course, my mind, true crime mind, is like there's a dead body in a Perry Beach.
Well, maybe,
Obviously,
but there's,
that's
I mean,
the
always.
only logical answer here. There's
Yeah.
dead bodies. It's dead bodies in the water. It's shit and dead bodies.
I used to feel like they, in the spring or like early summer, they would go in with like the rake trucks and like clear out all of the old seaweed and everything. And I don't feel like that happened at all of the beaches this year.
No,
so
the seaweed, especially in
Yeah.
Mother's Beach that we went to, the seaweed. I mean, Hayden was having his time of his life. Poor Annabelle was like, she was in the way of that. She was his target, but he was just throwing the seaweed everywhere. He thought it was the best, throwing it in the water. But the seaweed is like on a whole other level this year. It's gross.
I don't think they went in and cleaned it up that much. And they used to do it regularly, and I don't feel like they do anymore. So if you just like imagine what they would be cleaning up along with that seaweed, and it's clearly not happening. So you never know. There could be like a bunch of dead clams, a bunch of dead crabs, or a bunch of, like fish, whatever.
Why does it feel like nobody was ready for summer this year?
Because it barely happened. It just kind of slowly.
It feels like everybody is just like, we're not open yet. Like, first of all, I understand that technically the first day of summer just like literally just happened, which is, by the way, weird to me because I feel in my mind, I've always pictured like the end of May, early June, like the second June hits, I'm like, it's summer.
It's summer. Yeah.
It's summer. So the fact that it's like you're well into June, the end of June, before it's even time to acknowledge summer is just like crazy in my mind. But
the weather had a soft launch.
Well, it did have a soft launch, but places like that are like really dependent on the seasons need to literally like expand their time as much as possible. So you have like places like Maine, for example, that really thrives on, it's seasonal, right? Like it really thrives on summer mostly for everything. And the fact that it was like all the rides in OOB weren't even open when I was there literally 2 weeks ago on a Saturday was just like crazy to me. I don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh yeah, we're not open yet. Or when we went to Storyland, right? We go to Storyland and they're like, here's some free passes. Like half our staff isn't here yet.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't really like fully opened for the season. Like, what are you talking about?
So I didn't realize this year. I feel like there was a soft launch, because of the weather. It was constant rain. It was constant rain mostly on the weekends in early summer, but then also it was just cold. It was like in the early 60s as far as the temperature goes. It was cloudy. It was rainy. So we were still kind of doing a lot of the indoor stuff. And then when we went to Funtown to get our season passes with Annabelle, we took her on one ride because it was her actual birthday, but it was raining on her birthday. So we went just to get the season passes so that we could tell her what her big birthday present was. And that's the whole reason why we showed up there. And then we ended up taking her on a ride because how do you not? And so we were actually asking one of the ride attendants, we were like, so why are you not fully open yet? Because normally they would be open Monday through Friday and open until a little bit later at night. And Splashtown obviously not quite ready to be open yet because it was still too cold. But we were like, what's going on? And they were like, well, we don't have the staff until high school and college is out. So at that time, school was still in session. So like the high schoolers weren't working, the college kids weren't working. So they had their bare minimum staff. And I think that's what was happening at Storyland when we went as well. So basically, Funtown just opened up on June 18th for Father's Day. That's when all the kids were out of school.
So I just thought of something that you just said. So, and maybe this is not connected at all, but wasn't there a whole thing to make it so that school started later because they were like, it's starting too early, kids aren't able to function.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And then they started it later. Is that coming into play as to why they're staying in session longer into the year?
Yeah, I felt like it was earlier June when they got out, but also during COVID. So during COVID, people were home anyway. but we
Right.
still had our snow days, and we also had a bunch of canceled school. And so now it's like snow days are much more lenient here than they used to be back when you and I were in school. When you and I were in
Yeah.
school, they would only call it if they really, really had to.
Oh my
like
God,
if it was a
yeah.
blizzard. Like
They
if
would
it was
only
a
call
blizzard,
it if they couldn't send their plows and and their sand
Yeah.
trucks out. If they were
Yeah.
getting stuck, that's when they would call it.
right.
That's like the only
But
times they would
now-
call it. They're like, yeah, it's good. We made
Right.
it.
But now it's like the first snow of the season, if it happens in October or November, doesn't matter. It's a holiday. Like there's one drop of snow on the ground and you are not going to school. Like they call it the day before. Like they call it now the day before any snowstorm happens throughout the entire
crazy.
winter. If they
would've
think it's going to
thrived.
snow, yeah. And we have perfectly capable plow trucks here in Maine. So it's like they call it the day before a snowstorm happens, and they do it with such passion that we're keeping people safe.
Passion.
Like it is not safe to be on the roads if
Yeah.
there is a drop of snow on it. However,
Yeah,
I
it's
will
like,
say,
it's like in Texas, if somebody's just walking with a cup of ice and they accidentally like trip and fall and drop this cup of ice, they're like, "Oh God,
so
we're
when
gonna shut down the entire city."
right, but so
Somebody
you
just
have
dropped
to
their
make
face
up.
on the road.
So I think you have like 4 to 6 grace days for snow days before they start extending the school year or something. That hasn't changed. So now we have like 15 to 20 snow days a year, and so that could
And
also
they're
be
like
what's pushing us
literally,
out.
yeah, because I remember like it would be May is like usually when school was ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, dare I say it was around Memorial Day weekend that
Mhm.
school was like ending.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so it was just crazy to me, like, you know, when Kate was saying, "Oh, it's Cassie's last day of school," and I'm like, "Wait, what?
Mhm.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, how is
Yeah.
she still in school?" And she's like, "Oh, it's actually early. There's other places are still in school for another 2 weeks." And I'm just like, "What are
Mhm.
you talking about? It's already summer."
Oh gosh.
Crazy. I don't
It's so
understand.
crazy. This year felt
Yeah.
weird.
It was weird, but
Weird.
I'm excited to come back.
Mhm.
So Hayden and I will be back there on
Yeah.
the 1st.
Mhm.
And we have so many things. We need to nail down our
Mhm.
fourth plans, but one
Mhm.
of them is definitely all of it basically is going to be revolved around the beach the entire time,
Mhm.
basically while we're there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see that thing I sent you that that dad posted on Instagram? I was like, what a freaking amazing idea. So Hayden now finally, I'm loving this so much for me. He's finally at a point where he loves collecting seashells.
Oh
And
yeah, I saw that.
the
Mhm.
very first beach experience we went to when we were there was great. We got so many seashells and it was amazing. But then all the other times there were like no seashells. So I don't
Mhm.
understand. Like Mother's Beach had no shells.
Yeah.
They had a lot of seaweed, but there was no shells.
Yeah.
And so this dad is like, no, what you do is you buy these amazing shells for cheap on Amazon. You can get like a whole packet of them, put them in your pockets, and
Mhm.
as you're walking, you just drop them. Did you see how excited the little
So
girls were?
cute.
They were like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, look at what I found! I found a
Mhm.
sea dollar." I
Yeah.
definitely need to do that for them.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm just like thinking of like the logistics of why there are some seashells at Ferry and like none anywhere else. But you noticed the day that there was really, really, really low tide at Pine Point and we went on the
Yeah.
sandbars, we had more shells and we even
went
saw
late in the evening too.
Yeah.
Like late afternoon, not evening, like late afternoon. Like
we
people
only
were,
saw we don't see seashells unless it's like wicked low tide in Pine Point. There used to be a ton. Well, there is over by my grandmother's house, so we'll have to go over there. But
Yeah.
but no, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, but I found some on Amazon that I think I'm gonna
Mhm.
purchase, and then we'll
Yeah.
just have them in our pockets,
Yeah.
and then I think we can put my brother on the task. He'll be all about that. I bet
Oh
he
yeah,
would
and
love.
he's always like walking ahead, so he can
Right,
figure
so
it
he'll
out.
drop them ahead, and then we'll be like, "Oh my god, what is that?" Like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I just feel like they're gonna
So
be so
good.
excited if they're gonna think they're finding all these amazing shells.
Oh
good.
man.
What?
So I was like, Annabelle and one of her little friends were on the swings today, and Annabelle like positioned her arms like she was gonna jump off the swing. And I go, no, you remember what happened to Uncle Chris, right? So my friend looks over and she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, just like my almost 30-year-old friend, Jessica's brother.
Oh my God, he would kill me. Okay, we're not going to show the video. I promised him that would
No.
not live anywhere online, but we could talk about it. I think it's okay to talk about it.
So good. So Annabelle and Hayden are on this slide at Mother's Beach, and they're so cute. They're just like doing the most to be the cutest little hams. And next thing you know, I look over my shoulder, and Chris is swinging on the swing, and I'm like, ooh, he's living it up. He's having a great time. And then he jumps off the swing and like lands in a way where he almost face planted.
Well, no, but the funnier part of that is he kind of does this weird floppy thing in the air. Like it's this like, whoa.
Yeah. It wasn't
remember, right? Mm-hmm. Any millennial remembers like jumping off a swing. Mm-hmm. You were almost like ready to commit suicide every single time you were doing it, because you would wait till you're at the highest point. Yeah. And then you would just let yourself go. And it's like, you know what? Where I land, it's really up to God at this point. It doesn't matter. Right. And then you would just like land and it would hurt, but you'd be like, oh, did you see that? And you'd have like a race to see who, or it was like a match to see who could go the furthest. Yeah. And it was a whole thing in the playground. And teachers would just like let it happen. Like they would literally watch children launch themselves. Yeah. Like in the air, like no big deal. Yeah. And they would just go flying. Like no, even parents. Like I remember like my own parents would like be watching me go flying, like, wee! And you'd be like, Mom, watch. Yep, looks good, sweetie. The whole passive comment. Like, yep, looks good. Looks great. Good job. No. So that's what I feel like what he was like remembering back to when he was young, because your mind is like, oh yeah, I used to do this all the time, and your body's just like, hold on, bitch, like you're not doing this again.
Yeah, no. I mean, I fell out of a porta potty today, so I'm not trusting myself with a swing. I'm sorry, not gonna do it. No, I would need to build myself up to that level of talent.
Yeah, well, it was perfect timing because the ongoing joke. And I think I need to like move on to a new bit because I think it's starting to bother him, which I get. So I probably just need to move on from it. But the ongoing joke is that it's like, there's creepy Chris. Chris. And it's because it like every time I'm like trying to get this like sweet video of the kids, like there's my brother, because he's really involved with them. And he's like so good with them. And they love him. And like
they listen to him.
Like the children whisperer somehow.
Like, he's never done anything to be like, you have to listen to me, but he talks and they just listen to him.
They just listen. Yeah. And so it's just funny because usually in all the clips I get of him, he's not smiling and he has no expression. And sometimes he has these like sunglasses on and he's just there. And you're just like, what are you doing? Like, get out of the shot. Like, what are you doing? And so I made it a joke that was like, oh, there's creepy Chris. There's creepy Uncle Chris. It's like, can you not? And I'm like, okay, I'll stop. But it's just funny because I'm like, well, then stop giving me this material. It's gold. I can't help it myself. So I'm trying to get this beautiful moment of the kids on the slide coming down this little lighthouse slide. So cute. And then I see in the corner of my eye, over Sonia's shoulder, my brother on the swing. And Sonia even was like, Jess, get him. And so I'm literally like, turn the camera. And now I'm like sort of getting the kids, but I'm mostly like focusing on him. And I'm so glad because it was like such a great moment. So he literally like, he just went for it. He just went to the highest point. He's like, I'm going to go for it. And you just see him like instantly regret the decision the second he let go of that swing, and he's midair and he's like flopping. He's like, whoa, and then he like lands and like almost like face plants it on the sand. Literally eats it. He eats it on the sand, his ass up, like legs over his head practically. Yeah, and we're just like, oh my God, And then Sonia looks at me and I'm like, I got all of it. I got all of it right here. And of course I popped it into I did like the whole rewind with it. So it's like going back up on the swing and we're going off and we're going back up on the swing and we're going off. And I just kept like randomly throughout the day, just kept like resending it to like our group chat. And he's just like, are you kidding? I'm like, don't worry. It's not going to live online, but it will forever live in my mind. And I will never let you live this down. I'm going to use this. It's so good. It's so funny.
Anytime he's trying to mess with anybody about anything, I'll just be like, Jess, get the video, Jess.
I'm just gonna send this. Like it's gonna be it's the collateral. Just consider this collateral. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's gonna have like this big brother joking relationship with Hayden when Hayden's older. So anytime he's harassing Hayden about something he shouldn't be, you'll just send Hayden the video.
Like, remember, you have this.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. It would be such a funny thing to put online, but I will not do that. I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, we basically just described it to the
basically
best
just explained everything that happened. So you basically can create it in your head, but it's fine.
I hope we did it justice. I really do.
So good. The best part is that it's just like this like weird it's like those you know what he looked like, you know those like inflatable like guys in front of like a car dealership. That's kind of like, picture that midair and then just like deflating on the ground. That's basically what it was.
So good. Yes,
I've not been sleeping well.
Are you looking at dick pics?
I am not looking at dick pics. That is not what's keeping me up at night.
Oh no. So good. You've just been so busy.
No, I've been so busy. I feel like I'm making it sound like I'm getting all these dick pics. No, there's been like 2. But that's enough, right? Like,
I mean, that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot. That's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
It is so unnecessary. It's not appreciated. Send it to someone who's going to appreciate it. I'm not appreciating it. You just wasted that dick pic on me.
Right. I mean, who knows?
I just don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Right. I don't know how guys keep up though, because I feel like if he's just sending a dick pic to a random girl's DMs, how many random chicks are seeing this dick in their inbox? You know what I mean?
It's like his bait. He's just like, let me just cast this dick pic out in the wild. And see what I get back from it.
Surely the best of the best.
Surely we'll see the women that this works on, and then that's my future right there. It's so animal like I don't know, it's just holy shit. Like, to say that humans aren't animals, I mean, they've never studied a man, because like that is definitely animal behavior. Like it's like what birds like ruffle their feathers like, oh, look at me, look at this, or like you have like your weird mating calls, and then it's just like, here we are, this like human man just like sending his dick and just letting it go out there, flopping in the wind, trying to see who's gonna be excited about it.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Like, honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it. I never will. It's been going on for way too long, and like I don't understand why this is
been going on for way too long.
I don't understand why men are still reverting to this as their primary way of trying to attract a woman. Like, when is it going to end? And they're going to actually be like, oh, maybe they just don't care. Maybe they just want to have sex, and like this is their way of being like, hey, do you want to have sex?
Like,
is that what it is?
This is what I'm working with. What do you think?
Right.
Is it an assessment? Am I supposed to give it an evaluation?
Right.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, it leans a little to the left. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we're probably going to have to cut 90% of this conversation, because I highly doubt our listeners are like super into dick pics, but maybe they have shit in their inbox too.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I just know that I'm tired, and I just don't know that the public life is for me. I think I need to go back to being private.
Give yourself a little break, Ski. How long have you been public on Instagram?
Like, oh my God. When did we go live?
Like 4 weeks ago?
Right. So it's been like probably been like 3.5 weeks
Mm-hmm.
that I've been public, and this is what's happening.
Oh boy.
We started with the dick pic, and now we're ending with the dick pic.
We promise that this podcast is about motherhood, fertility, birth stories, postpartum.
Well, I mean,
Sexy
now that
mental health.
like I'm newly divorced, maybe we're gonna have a whole new era
Segment.
of
We'll have
content
another
here.
segment, especially since I like to pretend to be a dating coach. I think
Dick
that
pic
could be
corner.
fun.
Dick pic
Yeah.
corner.
Mm-hmm. Dick pic corner coaching.
Well, it's not gonna be the dating corner because I am all set for a while. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do me for a bit. Not with the. I'm not doing me with the dick pics. I'm just gonna like mentally.
That had to land.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
mentally
no.
get myself back to a better place.
I feel like this episode is going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be 30 minutes because Jessica is going to be shaving all of this out.
All right, let's just end this.
Okay,
I think
let's
it's
end
done.
it. We're going
I
to
think
end
it's
it
done.
here.
We're going to end it right here. So, our next recording will be in person.
Yay! Yeah.
Hooray!
Yes! Me and your mom are coming to get you at the airport.
Oh gosh.
Maybe we'll stop for some buff balls on the way home.
Oh, we better. I
Mhm.
love me some buff balls.
Mhm. Only if Hayden agrees. I mean, if
Oh,
he doesn't
he'll
want
agree.
buff balls, it's okay.
He won't want buff balls, but he'll want their mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, I bet they have killer mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese for sure.
Mhm.
And we'll probably stop at Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
And all I have to do is say he gets to pick out a toy and he's in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, now I'm hungry, so we're going to go.
Okay. Bye.
Go find myself some buff balls to stuff in my mouth. Bye. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watch on YouTube.
For more info, you can check out our website at geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at Geriatric Mamas, X at Geriatric Mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas.
If you have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story.